Glock 44. Glock entered the rimfire space in late 2019 with the G44, a .22 LR pistol that mirrors the size and ergonomics of the Gen 5 Glock 19. The project required an unconventional slide because a full-mass steel unit would not cycle on rimfire power. Glock's solution combines polymer outer structure with steel reinforcement at wear points, keeping weight low while preserving durability where it matters. The G44 is a striker-fired blowback rimfire with a 4.02-inch Glock marksman barrel and the familiar safe-action fire control system. The frame uses the Gen 5 texture and interchangeable back straps, and the controls match the 9mm counterpart. Magazines hold 10 rounds and include load assist tabs and viewing slots. Adjustable polymer rear sights provide elevation changes. The gun drops into most Glock 19 holsters without fit issues. The model exists for training and practice rather than duty. Users report the most consistent reliability with high-velocity copper-plated ammunition. Standard velocity 40-grain loads can run, but very light. 36-grain options may not meet the energy threshold for perfect cycling. Accuracy meets the expectations for informal target work. Early complaints about point of impact usually resolved with sight adjustment or aftermarket sights. The pistol remains in production as a single baseline configuration, and its cross-compatibility with G19 holsters and accessories keeps the transition between calibers simple. FN 502 Tactical. FN America introduced the 502 Tactical in September 2021 as the company's first rimfire handgun produced in partnership with Umarex. The aim was straightforward: create a training analog that mirrors centerfire handling while keeping ammunition costs low. The pistol borrows its external form from the FN 509, although it uses a hammer-fired single-action trigger rather than a striker system. The operating system is blowback. FN pairs an aluminum/steel hybrid slide with a polymer frame and equips the gun with a 4.6-inch threaded barrel. The patented optics mounting system accepts popular microdots directly to the slide without an extra plate, and suppressor height sights provide co-witness. Ambidextrous controls cover the safety slide stop and magazine release. Magazines come in 10 and 15-round versions, with the latter giving the 502 a capacity edge over many rimfire trainers. Several traits make the 502 distinctive in its niche. It arrived as the first slide-mounted optics-ready .22 LR pistol from a major duty gun brand, and it retains compatibility with many 509 holsters. The pistol was tuned to cycle a wide spectrum of ammunition, including subsonic loads, which suits suppressed training and informal target work. FN pitched the 502 to civilian shooters and departments looking for a low-cost fundamentals trainer that preserves full-size pistol ergonomics. Browning Buck Mark. The Buck Mark carries forward a rimfire lineage that began in 1914 when John Browning designed the semi-automatic pistol that later became the Colt Woodsman. Browning's own Challenger series followed in the 1960s, with the early Nomad marked versions bridging the gap to a modern design. Browning introduced the Buck Mark in 1985 as a clean-sheet update that kept the fixed barrel accuracy ethos while embracing contemporary manufacturing. The series has since expanded into numerous configurations while keeping the same mechanical core. The pistol uses a straight blowback system built around a fixed barrel and an internal bolt riding in a rigid CNC-machined 7075 aluminum frame. The chamber is hand-reamed, and most models carry a target crown and micrometer-adjustable rear sight. A single-action trigger favors precision work, and a short slide behind the chamber reduces reciprocating mass. Standard magazines hold 10 rounds. Grips vary by model, but finger grooves and textured panels are common. A few details give the Buck Mark its identity. The shortened slide and full-length shroud create the instantly recognizable profile. Browning once produced rifle variants with 18-inch barrels that now trade well above original retail on the used market. The famous Buck Mark logo actually predates this pistol by several years and became an easy branding tie-in. The line remains in production, supported by barrel sights and small parts that keep it relevant in target shooting and small game roles. Walther P22Q. Walther's P22 established the polymer frame rimfire category by applying centerfire ergonomics to a compact 22 LR pistol. The P22Q represents the refined iteration retaining the original concept while improving reliability and user interface details. The design targets accessible training and informal sport use, rather than service duty. Mechanically, the P22Q is a DA/SA hammer-fired straight blowback pistol with a threaded barrel option and a captured recoil spring that simplifies reassembly. The polymer frame takes interchangeable backstraps, and the ambidextrous control layout covers the safety and magazine release, which Walther places at the trigger guard. Capacity is 10+1. Recoil is negligible, and the windage-adjustable rear sight and plain front post keep the sight picture simple. The model's appeal comes from its centerfire-like control scheme and its reputation for feeding a wide range of .22 LR loads, which reduces ammunition finickiness in training settings. Walther backs the platform with a lifetime limited warranty. The P22Q continues in production with broad aftermarket support for suppressor adapters, replacement sights, and grip options, and it remains a common choice for new shooters and instructors who want a forgiving DA/SA trainer. Smith & Wesson SW22 Victory Target. Smith & Wesson launched the SW22 Victory in 2015 to replace the M22A series with a stainless modular rimfire platform, and the Target variant arrived later with a sighting package tuned for precision. The Victory name nods to the WW-era service revolvers, but the pistol is a modern blowback semi-auto built around ease of maintenance and accuracy. The Target model uses a 5.5-inch stainless bull barrel with a recessed crown and a match chamber. The trigger incorporates an adjustable over-travel screw and typically breaks near 4 pounds with reduced take-up compared to the original SW22. A simple takedown method removes a single Allen screw to separate the barrel/receiver from the grip frame for cleaning. The pistol ships with an interchangeable top plate. One carries the rear target sight, and the other provides a Picatinny rail for optics. Controls sit in familiar places for centerfire cross-training, and magazines hold 10 rounds. 2 grip panel sets arrive in the box, including mirrored panels that accommodate either hand dominance, which is rare as a factory inclusion. The all-black target sight picture favors bullseye work over fast acquisition, although fiber optic options exist in the aftermarket. The SW22 Victory family remains in production in multiple variants, and a robust ecosystem of barrels, triggers, and mounts allows users to tune the platform for club competition, small game hunting, or general target shooting. Walther Hammerly X ESSE SF IPSC. The XESSE line blends Hammerly's match pistol heritage with features for quicker handling. The SF IPSC variant uses a steel frame to shift weight into the hand and promote stability during rapid strings. Walther's stewardship of the Hammerly brand kept the platform oriented toward sport shooting rather than service roles. And the IPSC version occupies the more dynamic end of the family, alongside the sport and pro models. The IPSC model centers on a fixed 6-inch barrel and a 2-stage sport trigger adjustable in the 2.2 to 3-pound range with a short reset that supports controlled pairs. The rear sight adjusts in both planes, and the front blade offers 3 selectable widths that the shooter can rotate to preference. A left-side 1911-style manual safety fits the thumb naturally. An 11mm dovetail on the receiver accepts optics. 10-round magazines feed from a straight column, and the pistol's small reciprocating mass helps it track flat. A few details set this variant apart. The lever mimics the feel of a 1911 safety, which eases cross-training for competitors who run single-action centerfire guns. The IPSC model carries distinctive barrel cuts that mark it visually within the line. The SF IPSC remains available in some markets, but is giving way to Walther's newer CSP models. It maintains a loyal following among rimfire action shooters who value a match-grade trigger in a quicker handling package. CZ75 Cadet. CZ developed the Cadet as a dedicated .22 LR version of the CZ75 rather than a simple top-end swap. The result matched the weight balance and controls of the Steel 9 pistol while delivering rimfire operating cost and recoil. CZ later discontinued full pistol production and focused on cadet conversion kits, but original complete cadets gained a niche following. The Cadet uses a fixed barrel and sight assembly with a very thin reciprocating slide cap, which leaves most of the top profile stationary and aids precision. The action is blowback. Magazines are 10-round units shaped to fill the double-stack magwell, which keeps reload training realistic and helps the .22 sit correctly in the hand. Sights mirror the standard CZ 3-dot picture with a windage adjustable rear. Many examples run single action only in practice, though frames with both modes exist. Several traits are unusual for a rimfire pistol. The full steel weight keeps the muzzle steady and makes recoil feel nearly absent on the timer. Some threaded barrels clear the factory sights because the rimfire barrel sits lower than on the centerfire 75. CZ serialized major components together on the complete pistols, a mark of careful fitting. The original Cadet is now a collectible among CZ enthusiasts, while the Cadet 2 kits and Shadow Series adapters keep the training concept alive on current frames. Ruger Mark IV target. Ruger's rimfire lineage began with the standard model in 1949, a fixed-barrel design that used an internal bolt within a tubular receiver and evoked the Luger's silhouette. The line evolved through the Mark I, Mark II, and Mark III with incremental changes, such as a last-round hold-open and a relocated magazine release. In 2016, the Mark IV arrived with a dramatically simplified takedown that addressed decades of reassembly complaints and positioned the platform for modern users. The target variant represents the classic bull-barrel configuration with adjustable sights. The Mark IV keeps the fixed-barrel internal bolt architecture that has defined Ruger's .22 pistols since the beginning. The upper assembly holds the sights on the same rigid unit as the barrel, preserving zero through cycling and disassembly. A push button at the rear of the grip frame lets the upper pivot off the frame for cleaning, and the bolt lifts out without tools. The control set includes an ambidextrous safety, a left-side bolt stop, and a magazine release at the front of the grip. Receivers come drilled and tapped for optics rails, and variants span blued aluminum frame models to bright stainless pistols. The design's early resemblance to the Piezo 8 helped sales in the post-war era, and the bargain launch price made the original standard a gateway handgun for many shooters. The Mark IV target continues the role of all-purpose rimfire workhorse with broad availability and deep aftermarket support for barrels, triggers, grips, and sights. The current family also includes Competition Hunter and .22-45 light models that branch into different barrel and grip configurations while sharing the same simplified service routine. Beretta M922. The M922 is a rimfire facsimile of the U.S. military's M9 service pistol, built under license by Umarex to replicate size controls and manual of arms. The concept targets skill transfer shooters, practice manipulations, and sight picture on a mechanically simpler blowback pistol that uses inexpensive ammunition. Beretta offers several configurations, including threaded barrel options. Mechanically, the M922 is a DASA hammer-fired pistol with an open-top slide that mirrors the 92 series profile and promotes reliable ejection. The slide uses hard anodized aluminum over a steel barrel, and the polymer frame keeps weight manageable while maintaining familiar dimensions. Sights follow the conventional 3-dot arrangement with a drift-adjustable front and an adjustable rear. The ambidextrous slide-mounted safety also serves as a decocker. Capacity sits at 15+1 in the standard magazine, which is generous for a rimfire handgun. The model accepts many 92 series grip panels, which lets users fit the trainer to match the duty or home defense pistol. Reports of high round counts without parts breakage circulate in user communities, and the heft approaches that of the 9mm version closely enough to keep draw and presentation practice realistic. Civilian shooters, instructors, and organizations that still issue 92 pattern pistols use the M922 as a low-recoil, high-volume training option. Colt Walther 911-22 Gold Cup. Colt licenses Walther to build a family of .22 LR 1911s that replicate the dimensions and controls of the centerfire government pattern. The Gold Cup version mirrors the target-oriented centerfire Gold Cup trophy while remaining a straightforward blowback design. The intent is familiar: keep the manual of arms identical to a 1911 while reducing cost and recoil for training and recreational use. Walther constructs the pistol with a heavy zinc alloy frame that carries the correct weight and a light aluminum slide that cycles reliably on rimfire energy. The barrel is pinned and fixed in the frame, which provides consistent lockup without a tilting link. The single-action trigger breaks around 5.5 pounds, and the gun retains the functional grip safety and left-side thumb safety of a standard 1911 pattern. Adjustable plain black target sights ship from the factory, and magazines hold 12 rounds. A few details differentiate this clone from others. Finish quality tends to resist wear better than some competitors in the same category. The sight set is fully adjustable out of the box, although many shooters swap in a front blade with a contrasting dot for range visibility. The pistol generally feeds common high-velocity loads, such as copper-plated 40-grain ammunition, reliably. Distribution varies by market, but examples remain available alongside related government and railgun .22 models. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your fellow gun geeks, and subscribe to keep up with more content like it. Thanks for watching.